There is a moment in sport when a champion says the quiet part out loud. When all the post-victory press tour diplomacy gets peeled back and what comes out instead is something raw. Something that the rest of us already suspected but never expected to actually hear confirmed. Alexander Zverev just had that moment. And what he admitted days after finally lifting his first Grand Slam trophy at Roland Garros is one of the most disarmingly honest confessions we have heard from a player of his level in a long time. He said he was lucky. He said it clearly. He said he was lucky that Jannik Sinner was not in his path. Let that sink in for a second. This is a man who just won the French Open. A man who came through one of the most competitive draws in recent memory, who survived 5 sets in the final against Flavio Cobolli, who buried years of agonizing near misses and heartbreak and the suffocating weight of Grand Slam expectations to finally, hold that trophy above his head in Paris. And within days of that triumph, unprompted and unguarded, he sat in front of a camera and told the world that there was one man in the draw he simply does not know how to beat. One man who, had the bracket fallen differently, might have ended the whole dream right there in the middle of Roland Garros. That man is Jannik Sinner. And the way Zverev described him tells you everything you need to know about just how dominant the world number 1 has become. His tennis is suffocating, Zverev said. In an interview picked up by Sky Sport Italia, he gives you no respite, constantly puts you under pressure, and prevents you from imposing your game. He went further. This year, I felt capable of competing with any player except him. In my eyes, he is the best. Those words carry weight precisely because of who is saying them. Zverev is not a modest player by nature. He is not someone who historically undersells himself or gives compliments easily. He has ranked inside the top 5 of men's tennis for years. He won Olympic gold in Tokyo. He has been in Grand Slam finals before. When a player with that kind of resume, a player who just won a major, looks into a camera and says there is one man on the tour he cannot figure out, that is not false humility. That is a confession born from 9 consecutive losses. Because that is exactly what the head-to-head now looks like. 9 straight defeats. The last time Zverev beat Sinner was back in September 2023 at the US Open. Everything since then has ended the same way, with the Italian walking off court and Zverev searching for answers he has not been able to find. 4 of those 9 losses came this year alone. 4 times in 2026 Zverev and Sinner met across different surfaces and tournament stages. 4 times the result was the same, straight sets. No baggage, no drama. Sinner in control from start to finish. The scorelines were not close. They were the kind of results that do not just affect rankings. They get inside your head. They make you rethink things at 2 a.m. in a hotel room before a tournament draw. They make a Grand Slam champion, a man with a fresh title in his hands, admit on international television that he is relieved he did not have to cross paths with one particular opponent in Paris. And yet, and this is the part that gets genuinely interesting, Zverev did not say any of this with defeat in his voice. He was not broken by it. If anything, the admission had a strangely freeing quality to it. There was no embarrassment in how he spoke. He spoke like a man who has made peace with a difficult truth and is now choosing to build around it rather than pretend it does not exist. He even said he hopes to face Sinner at Wimbledon. He wants the match. He is not running from the rivalry. He is just being honest about where it currently stands. That honesty is rare. Elite athletes are usually trained to never give an opponent that kind of mental ammunition. Every press room in professional tennis is full of carefully worded non-answers and diplomatic deflections. You say the right things. You respect your opponent, you focus on your own game, you take it one match at a time. What you do not do is sit across from a journalist and tell them that a specific player is so mentally and physically dominant over you that you were genuinely relieved not to encounter him in the draw of the tournament you just won. But maybe this is what winning your first Grand Slam at 29 does to a person. Maybe when you have carried the pressure of unrealized potential for that long, when you have stood in the rubble of Australian Open finals and French Open semifinals and every other tournament that ended one round too soon, the truth stops feeling like a liability. Zverev has nothing left to protect in that sense. He won. The question that shadowed his entire career, will he ever win a major, is gone. Answered. Filed away. What is left now is simply the honest version of where things stand. And where things stand is this: Jannik Sinner is playing a brand of tennis that even the man who just won Roland Garros cannot solve. The pressure Sinner applies is relentless. He does not give you moments to breathe, to reset, to feel your way back into a match. He pushes and pushes from both wings, neutralizes your strengths before you can even set up to use them, and forces errors from positions where other players would be happy just to survive the rally. The margin he operates within is extraordinary. He is not just winning matches. He is winning them in a way that makes opponents feel like the contest was never really open. Zverev knows this better than anyone. 9 times he has stepped onto a court against Sinner since that September afternoon in New York in 2023. 9 times the answer has been the same. And now, standing on the other side of his first Grand Slam title, he has said it out loud. Not just that Sinner is the best, plenty of people say that, but that he, Alexander Zverev, freshly crowned Roland Garros champion, was genuinely fortunate to have avoided him in Paris. The road to Wimbledon now opens up, and Zverev says he wants that matchup on grass. Whether the result changes, whether something shifts between now and center court, is a question nobody can answer yet. But what we know is that the new French Open champion does not believe he has cracked the Sinner code. He believes Sinner is, right now, in a category of his own. And the only thing more compelling than watching a dominant champion operate at that level is watching the rest of the field, including the man who just won Paris, figure out how to close the gap.